because we were just talking about United there. What do you see this season actually panning out for United? Is it actually just going to be another dire season, or is there a way back? Is there a route?
I think you are finishing where you are now, mid-table.
We're 11th at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're around 9, 10, 11. I can't see you finishing much higher than that.
Look, it's not been despite everything, okay, it's not actually been the worst start for Manchester United.
No.
It actually hasn't on paper. You're 3 points off of Arsenal and Spurs.
Yeah, and we
Bournemouth.
had, allegedly, I didn't even realise this, statistically, we had the hardest start out of all Premier League teams.
I'm not going to cry for you lot though. But
no, that's fair.
We
played terribly.
I would be surprised if Ruben Amorim was there at the end of the season. Part of me would be surprised if Ruben Amorim is there at Christmas. I think it depends on the level of the performances. So even though you've got your win against Burnley and you've got your win against Chelsea, whatever, it's still the level of performance and what you're seeing. Is there progress? My thing with Manchester United is, are we fickle in the sense that you need to give him more time and more money and more windows? Because United is... Let's be honest, it's needed a full-blown clear-out, and there are still lots of elements of Manchester United, whether that is in your midfield or can you better your defence, obviously.
Well, according to Luke Shaw, they got rid of all the stragglers.
It's a mad quote
it's a mad quote to say. It's mad considering he's literally most of the time injured.
He wasn't wrong in what he said in that we had got rid of stragglers, but not all of them.
Just sometimes you don't need to say that.
Yeah.
But I just think there's still elements of Manchester United that need to be improved. It's just deciding whether or not you're going to trust Ruben Amorim to invest that money in what he wants to do and commit to that project, because the style of football that he wants to play, I don't think any of you like.
No.
But you did know that when he rocked up with the puffer jacket and the Dior, and that was fine, and the hair gel. Now it's not going so good. Now we're not about the drip. I don't know whether or not as a long-term project, because you'd need to give him January and another summer window to probably rectify and get what he wants to get in.
Yeah.
And then that means you then have to stick with what he wants to stick with, which means for a longer period of time, you're not going to watch anything that you like, and it can still be going badly, and then you're stuck with players that fit that system that you're not going to be able to shift, because realistically the whole accumulation of all this stragglers and a lot of the dead wood that you've had is because you've had so many managerial changes over the last 10 years that you haven't been able to shift players.
The last manager in Erik ten Hag was we went way too specific with the players that he wanted.
But Ruben Amorim is a very specific type of manager.
And the thing is, I'd say the thing against that what we've got with Amorim now is at least the players we've bought, I wholeheartedly think at least most of them were players that other managers would like and want anyway.
Of course, someone like an Mbeumo or a Cunha,
when you got
of course.
Mbeumo and Cunha and even Šeško, for example, in terms of bringing in like a young striker with a lot of potential, and some of the players we've got rid of and some of the players that we've kept, I do actually think, like when we kept Bruno Fernandes, that's not a controversial decision.
No, but Bruno Fernandes probably still will go to Saudi next summer.
I think he might. Yeah.
I don't think.
Depends what happens this season.
I personally don't think that Manchester United and Manchester United fans should be saying that Bruno is going to be here for a longer period of time. I think that this is again a little bit of a transitional season for Manchester United anyway, with Amorim's first full season in charge. I would be surprised again if Bruno Fernandes was there next season.
I don't think he'll stick around.
No.
Yeah, I did say I had a sneaky suspicion that we convinced him to stay this year by saying we wouldn't stand in his way next year.
Yes.
Like, be here this year, and then we've now created this leadership group, for example, that's Bruno and 5 others. So is it like, are we just kind of basically, Bruno's got 5 interns to take
It'd be
over the job
mutually
next year?
beneficial, by the way. He needs to move away. Man United need to move on from him.
I don't think we need to move on from him, but I think there
How
are
old is Bruno
benefits.
Fernandes now?
31.
31.
Not exactly, and he's not slowing down.
Of course not. I mean, what is it, 100 goals in 200 appearances or something?
He's got 100 goals and 86 assists in 290.
I mean, look, he's a phenomenal player. Like, he is very, very good. I think when you're at Manchester United, you always get tarred with this kind of brush, like, you know, when he throws his arms up in the air and things like that. But you are at the biggest club in the world, and you are constantly spoken about. And when things don't go wrong, you are used as a scapegoat. We've seen that time and time again. Look at Marcus Rashford for an example as well. I think that the problem is with the Bruno thing is that when you needed to build a team around Bruno, and he should have been the focal point when you signed him, which was what, 2020. God, time flies. Like at that point, that's when you build the team around him and build it out, and he's your focal point. I don't feel like that ever really happened. Maybe because of COVID, maybe because of the managers.
It happened under Solskjaer, and then we sacked him.
Well, exactly, and then it kind of stopped where you was building him for. And like now, I don't feel like you're going to build a team around Bruno at 31 years old.
And that was my point for saying what I said. I think Bruno is a tremendous player. However, I just think for what you guys need going forward, I don't think Bruno is the guy you want to be building your team around. Let him go, get the money, and then you can use that.
That's the key thing, as well as I'd want to make sure that we secured like 100 million quid from him, especially if it's going. If it's going to Saudi Arabia, I'm looking at.
You're not going to get 100. You're not going to get 100 million.
Al Hilal were offering 100 to 120 last year.
That was last year.
How many years you got left on the contract?
Yeah, but so I'm saying this year, like 80 to 20 million, like 80 to 100 million pounds is what I think United should be going.
But what I'm saying is, my point is, I'm not denigrating him
if we just lose him and it's for 35 mil, it's like, cool, we've just lost the most central.
Which is why you need to.
Realistically, he is Mr. Manchester United.
Which is why you need to cash in quick. So what I'm saying.
Yeah, but cashing in for a good amount of money.
Okay, cash in for a good amount of money. But what I'm saying is, I think, despite his level of talent and what he brings to United, I just think that you guys need a refresh, and I don't think the refresh comes with him still being there. You need to move on to something new, more exciting. You need a refresh because a lot of elements of that club are stale.
I think in terms of 100 mil, I think that's crazy. I think you'll probably get 60 to 70, but he's out of contract in 27, so you don't even have to sell him. You could essentially try and build around him, but as a long-term project, you're trying to lower the age, aren't you, at Manchester United a little bit?
Well, we have now. Well, it's mainly lowering the wages, but obviously when you lower the wages, you tend to go for younger players because they don't demand as much money as someone who's 27, 28, 29, for example. But I think just on United at the moment right now, there is quite an interesting thing of actually our fixture list coming up over the next couple of months actually shows quite a lot of promise. So if we've got like Brentford away.
Don't get your hopes up too high.
Well, this is, as I was saying before, we have had the.
Don't get your hopes up.
We've had. Yeah, I'll start that again. We have had statistically the hardest first 5 games of the season,
but also,
and we've come out with 7 points, which is not the worst.
I know what you're going to say.
Performances have been very bad, but then if you let me say it at least first, we've got fixtures like Brentford away, Sunderland at home, then we've got Liverpool, but then Brighton at home, Forest away, Spurs away, then Everton at home, Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Villa, and then Newcastle, then Wolves, Leeds, Burnley, then back to City and Arsenal back to back. But in the next 2.5 months, there is actually scope, and I think this is what United are looking at, there's actually scope to genuinely build something on a set of fixtures that we should be winning 3 of every 5 at the absolute minimum.
I mean, you haven't won back-to-back games.
I know, which is why I use the word should.
Should, yes.
Not will.
But wait, sorry, your next 5 are who? Your next 5 are Brentford?
Our next 5, Brentford away, Sunderland at home, and then Liverpool away, which is a free hit, effectively. Brighton at home, Forest away.
Right. So out of that, I reckon you struggle at Brentford. Personally, I reckon you probably beat Sunderland. You won't get anything at Liverpool. There'll be no change from that. After that, Brighton at home. Loss, defo. And then who's the last
Forest
one?
away.
Draw.
So 1 win. You didn't mention Brentford. You say struggle at Brentford.
I think draw at Brentford.
So draw at Brentford, beat Sunderland, lose to Liverpool, lose to Brighton, draw to Forest.
Yeah.
So that's 5 points in 5 games.
I bet.
Personally, I'm more optimistic.
Cheeky bet.
Than that. But then, what's my side?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's just that we get more than that.
No, you go and work it out what you think.
All right. I reckon we win our next 2.
Okay.
So we beat Brentford, beat Sunderland, lose to
you've
Liverpool.
not won back-to-back games.
Lose to Liverpool. Yeah, but I'm backing my boys. I'm backing my boys. We beat Brentford, beat Sunderland, lose to Liverpool, and then
draw to Brighton.
Draw Brighton and Forest.
I actually can see you doing both.
So that's 8 points.
So I said 7.
You said 5.
All right, let me change my Brighton one to a draw.
Brighton one to a draw, and then you said Forest draw as well.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying
1, 2.
6. I'm saying 6. 8. Sure, just a sportsman's bet.
Sportsman's bet.
Okay, there you go. We'll shake on that. I think we can get 8 or more potentially.
I think it's possible, but I also have to factor into that the fact that Abby mentioned it, that you've not won back-to-back games since this guy's been at the club. And even though the wins you've had recently, come on now, the win against Chelsea was dictated
Do you honestly
by
believe that if
circumstance.
Chelsea wouldn't have got... I know that you ended up with 10 men as well, but if Chelsea hadn't have gone down to 10 men when they did, Enzo Maresca just absolutely panic and take off everyone, do you really think that you would have won that game if it was 11v11?
No.
I did actually predict they'd win that game.
I think it wouldn't have been such an easy win because realistically, when it was 10 versus 11, we then just scored the 2 goals, and by the time we went down to 10 men, we were just like, okay, we're just going to try and stick with this too. Because that's the obvious thing. That's why we didn't then keep going and scoring more. I know, because when people are like, okay, when it was 10v10, you then lost 1-0, but the game state was we already had 2, so that is different. And I do think we could have won that game, but obviously it wouldn't have been anywhere near as likely.
No.
I still think we could have scored twice because Chelsea do have it in them to just concede moments and
Absolutely,
have these bad moments, and we still have the players to score goals. Like, we've had more shots with a higher XG than any other team in the league so far this season, which I know, stats, it's shoulda, woulda, coulda, but we just need to convert our shots. This is our main thing. I say second, it's midfield is just piss poor, and we aren't converting our shots.
True.
So where do you get that level of confidence from then?
Huh?
Hopium.
So where do you get those level of
these?
No, you've just said that your midfield is, to use your words, piss poor.
Yeah, the midfield
You also
is piss
said
poor.
we're not converting any chance up front. But then you also said that you're confident you can get all those points from those games. So where's that
I say all those
confidence coming
points.
from?
He said 8.
I said
He said 8
2. I said 2 wins in 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is quite good for...
But that's
I said 2 wins, 2
and
draws, 1
United.
loss.
Who's going to score these goals, by the way? Because it's not going to be Sesko, is it?
Well,
Wait, it might be.
if
If we actually pass the ball to
I was
him,
gonna say, if someone
we
gives him
actually
service.
pass the ball to our striker, he might score. Gyökeres said it yesterday. Well, let me find the.
No, don't compare Sesko. with
If
Gyökeres.
someone- if someone could give him
because
the
We're not going to
service,
do that.
would
I'm
be-
not
We're not gonna
comparing
do
him.
that.
I'm just going to bring up what Gyökeres said yesterday about what creates a good striker. Gyökeres said
Service.
a lot of factors. Obviously, you have to play in a team where you create chances, get chances, and connect with a team. Then it's the desire to score goals that's really important. What's not happening for Šeško at the moment is time on the pitch. He's had 2 starts at United and then 3 substitute appearances in the Premier League. 3 of those were obviously off the bench in the second half. 190 minutes against Man City, then he came off at half-time against Chelsea. It's not exactly like he's being given all the time to score all the goals. Then, same time, we're not actually passing the ball to him.
No,
Oh,
but
the
what
striker who doesn't
Gyökeres
get the
said
ball
there,
doesn't
I
score goals.
actually do agree with. But here's the thing. If you analyse Sesko's career, this is why a lot of Arsenal fans, myself included, didn't want him. He's never been a prolific striker in terms of goals, ever. Go right back to when he played at Salzburg in Austria. He's never been prolific. I think his highest return is 13.
Yeah,
when
no,
he was at
and
Leipzig.
in that
So
in
where
that
are all
Leipzig
these
team
goals
last
coming
season,
from?
in that Leipzig team last season, for example, do you want to know where they finished in terms of crosses? Last. They made the fewest crosses in the Bundesliga that season. They're 6'5" striker, and they didn't cross to him. And also he was dropping. Amorim said it when we first signed him. Amorim said, "I want Šeško to work less." Because at Leipzig, he was running all the way back to halfway line, getting the ball, laying it off, and then trying to run again. And then you've got...
Sounds like the type of thing I would say, actually. But yeah, I do
so he
agree.
wasn't- So I do think there's a certain amount, and I don't know if you guys know who H.G.O. Harrison from The Overlap is. Very good analyst. And he did a video on Šeško, and he basically went, Leipzig never ever played to his strengths. Because they weren't crossing the ball into him, they weren't just getting it in behind, like you guys are trying to do with Gyökeres.
Yeah.
It's the guy's quick, and he's good at finishing.
You want
so
the
we
ball.
just whack the ball to him. It's like how City play for Haaland. They're even now
that did
City are
take
just
time.
playing back and then going bang, 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 get it to Haaland, get it running. It's what we need to start doing for Šeško, and I think it will then click for him. But not against Liverpool, that's definitely not happening. But I think...
No,
it
but
can
I was just
start clicking
making the
for him.
point, though, that what
And
you said
Bumo's
is...
fit, Cunha's back, and hopefully Bruno is allowed a license to play further forwards, and it can work. Which is why I have faith in him. Because I think it can work. Yeah, he needs a service.
Yeah, I mean, all strikers need a service, and I do agree with that. All I'm saying is, and yes, you did, articulate reasons why, but it also has to be put on the record that this guy's never been prolific anywhere he's gone. So to expect him to do that now in this Man United team is a bit of a stretch. But hey, we'll see how it goes.
No, I don't need him. I don't want him to. I don't need him, or I'm not expecting him to hit like 20. If he can get 15,
How much are you expecting?
12 to 15 goals in the league,
15?
I'll take that as
Wow.
happy with the return, because we have
He
other
won't get
players
15.
who can score.
He won't get 50.
He won't get 50.
We never know. Like I would like. That's
He
what I
won't
would
get
like. That's what I would like and want him to get 12 to 15.
If he
goals.
gets 10, I think he's done really well. He will not get 15. Especially not in this Man United team.
Yeah, no, because we need to change
so
and work for him. Yeah. And we have the creators to do it as well, but we should actually do it. That's what I mean. Like, so for example, against Chelsea, Ahmad had the perfect chance to cross to him and messed up the cross.
I could see Mbeumo getting 15.
Yeah, no, I think Mbeumo's amazing.
Great player.
I think Mbeumo's incredible, and he'll not carry us, but he'll be a big reason for that.
And once you get Cunha fit, I think he could do things as well. I like him.
Well, Cunha's back now. I think he'll start. He'll start against Brentford on the weekend, and I hope that playing Brentford, how many goals have they conceded? I was looking at it. It was, that is.
Where is the Brentford game? Is it at their place?
It's at their gaff.
I can't see.
Where is the Premier League table? There we are. Brentford, 17th place, scored 6, conceded 10. So their defence is leaking. It's an average of 2 goals a game so far. I can see us scoring against them. They're not doing it. They're scoring goals. 6 in 5 games, which is a better return you'd think.
Yeah.
For a team that's lost Vissa and Mbeumo, who had obviously scored 19 and 20 goals last season respectively. But they're there to be got at. I think we are going to do better than struggle against them, but I mean we'll find out.
True.
Half 12 kickoff, never back the early kickoff, all of that. But that is 6 p.m. We've made it to 6 p.m.
We have
talking
made it.
about